This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
You don't want to know how I am, but how are you this week?
Also, yeah.
You know what happened to me this morning, Tom?
What's that?
I dropped my son off at daycare.
Okay, I thought you were going to say I dropped my phone in the toilet.
Is that what you thought I would say?
Yeah, I thought you were going to be like, oh boy, my day started off awful. I dropped my phone in the toilet. I've never dropped a phone in the toilet.
No, me neither. I was going to lie. I looked at my phone. I was going to say, I don't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's because I simply never look at it.
Do you do this? Look, I'm going to overshare. It's a week.
Uh-huh.
I look at my phone when I'm standing up and peeing in a toilet.
I'm not above it.
Yeah, I don't do it every time.
Yeah, I'll say that. I try not to do it when I'm out ever.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Just because then I think you look like an asshole where
Yeah.
it's like, pay attention to what you're doing. Other people have to pee here. And
have a little respect. People are peeing here.
well, you ever walk into a men's room and get pissed all over by a guy who's looking at his phone? Hey, buddy, the urinals are that way. Oh, sorry, I was playing Sudoku.
Is that what you're doing on your phone, playing Sudoku?
No, I don't. I got real into Sudoku for like a minute. And then I think I forgot how to play it.
I get mad at Sudoku because I'm just like, there should be a system where like you logically could figure this all out in like 5 seconds.
Oh, instead of like using pencil and like having to try things.
Yeah, it should just be like, here's the logic behind it, and it works every time, 100% of the time.
Well, that wouldn't make it a very fun game to play,
I think I just want it, like, I think I don't like Sudoku because I'm like, my whole thing, it's like, I just want this to be over.
Yeah, maybe that's why I stopped playing. Maybe I did figure out how to do it and I got bored.
Yeah. Hey, you got too smart. And,
that happens a lot.
You're like
honestly.
like Dr. Manhattan, Tom.
Yeah, I fall out of things because I get too smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like Dr. Manhattan. I see myself like above everything because I can just see the way everything works.
Yeah. You'd think that'd be cool, but no, it's a burden after all. Tom.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was a burden for Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Except he got to have his wiener out all the time. That was
a
plus, I guess, for him.
I never saw the film The Watchmen.
Yeah. He has his wiener out in the film as well.
Really?
Billy Crudup.
Billy Crudup has a blue wiener.
Yeah.
Billy Crudup.
Well, and the Watchmen.
And Billy Crudup's blue wiener?
The Watchmen HBO series, he's got his wiener out, too.
Really?
Dr. Manhattan's in that.
I didn't make it that far.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Manhattan shows up, and you know because he's got a blue wiener.
Mm.
You go, oh, I know that wiener 100 miles away.
It's blue. It's either his or, hey, we're Papa Smurfs, am I right?
Well, and they did a thing in the Watchmen TV show that some people didn't like, and I think maybe I'd decide myself there, where like Dr. Manhattan wasn't always glowing.
Okay.
And like if he's not glowing, it's like, well, that's just a guy covered in blue paint standing there naked. Like you gotta
remember the Blue Man Group.
Yeah, you gotta like make him glowing or something. So it's like, nah, it's not like a normal dude.
I don't know anything about the Watchmen, actually. The only thing I know is the meme of him sitting.
So sitting on Mars, yeah. It's just he's the only actual like superhero, like the only person with powers in the world of Watchmen, and he's got like the powers of God essentially. He's like Superman on Superman crack.
Sometimes I'd like to have powers, I think, but then I think I probably wouldn't do anything with them.
I mean, Dr. Manhattan.
I was born with a lot of potential, and I didn't do a lot with what I had, like the modest powers I do have.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what happens to Dr. Manhattan. He uses his powers. Well, he uses them in Vietnam.
Okay.
And then it's like kind of after that he's like, I think these powers are only good for like killing people. That's unfortunate. And then he's like, I'm going to try and figure out a new thing to do with these powers.
I drop off my son at daycare this morning. I walk into my building,
The building you live in
the building I live in.
after you dropped him off.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it's about, I'd say about 8:45,
Mhm.
somewhere between 8:45 and 8:50.
Okay. Wow. I'm not filling out a police report here.
And a fire truck comes screaming up on the street. And all these
and you're like,
firemen.
I got to go back and get my son. He loves trucks.
I mean, honestly, I walk around the city with
You're
my
like,
son a lot.
he's going to be so
He
jealous.
just turned 3. No, like, sometimes I forget that he's not with me. And, like, if I see a dump truck on the street, I'll be like,
oh, dump truck.
oh, big dump truck. It's like, nope, not something
I'm by
a
myself.
42-year-old man should be just saying on the street.
Well, I mean, if it's a big dump truck, you should call
It's
it
true.
out.
It's
Yeah.
true. And that's the important part. If it
Right.
was a lie,
Yeah, if it was
lock
just a
me up. If
normal,
it's a lie, lock me up. Bury me under the jail.
if
But
it's a
the truth.
small or a regular size one, yeah, whatever. But if it's a big one, you gotta call it out.
I did in a cement mixer too.
Oh.
You know what? I get legitimately now excited about cement mixers because I had never really fully contemplated cement mixers, and then I saw them through the eyes of like a 3-year-old, and now I'm like, all right, cement mixers. I will stop and watch a cement mixer in action.
Oh yeah,
even
and
if there is
fun.
no child with me.
I was behind a cement mixer in traffic the other day that was like turning, so it had
Yeah.
like active cement in there.
Yeah, Tom. I saw one turning, and then the cement came out, and they made it
Well,
into a
Tim,
sidewalk.
Tim,
right?
now you're just telling stories.
So I get there, and all these firemen, they rush by me, but then they get to the door of my building, and I have to open the door for them. But I'm
yeah.
also like, oh, is my building on fire?
Yeah, did I ever tell you about or tell you on this show maybe even that, like one time that happened, like the fire trucks came out and me and Laura were like both looking out like the windows like, oh, what's going on? That guy firefighter looked up, he's like, open the door.
You always think like, firefighters, like there's a system. They have keys to, like, the mailman gets into all the mailboxes.
The mailman has no problem getting inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just yelled, bash it in.
use that big thing.
Use an axe.
Go. So I let all these firefighters in.
And then did you feel like I'm part of the? I'm
It's like I'm a
also
firefighter
hero
too. Yeah.
Mhm.
And they,
I'm kind of the bravest. I'm the one that goes first and opens the door. What if you had opened up that door and flames came shooting out, Tim?
and it turns out, Tom, I got ahead of them, and I was like, oh, they must be like looking for something. None of my business. And so I go and press the elevator button to go
Yeah.
up to my floor,
Mm-hmm.
and the elevator doesn't open.
Yeah.
What the hell? And the firefighters were there to get somebody out of the elevator.
Oh, I see.
So I'm in the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a maintenance guy from my building, an older woman also
Okay.
waiting for the elevator, and then like 6 firefighters, all in their firefighters gear, which is like one of them had an axe out.
I think that's just like standard procedure.
Yeah, but it's just like, that stinks. It was unseasonably warm today,
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
they were all sweating.
Yeah.
And so they get to work, whatever, trying to get somebody out of the...
They probably put something in that hole there that I told you about.
They did, but they had to they had to turn off the power first.
Okay.
I guess they're worried about, like, as
Yeah.
people are coming out, it's going to go haywire and, like, shoot up.
Decapitate
and,
everyone.
Yeah, like, cut people in half.
Mhm.
But so we're sitting around out there, and so I'm just like, this is kind of cool. I'll stick around. And also, I don't want to walk 10 flights of stairs to
Yeah, I
get...
was gonna say you live high enough that's inconvenient.
Yeah, but it's also like, I don't know. I'm not in good shape, but
Yeah.
like I
Like
can.
you could do it, of course, but like you're like,
Yeah.
I don't want to walk 10
Yeah.
flights of stairs.
So I'm just standing in the and it's taken a while.
Mm-hmm.
They had to turn off the power. They had to,
Yeah.
and like,
And
this
are
was
you just
really
sitting
awkward.
there with a coffee? Like, is the elevator going to be working soon?
No, I was, I was staying out of the way. But one guy was like,
So
oh,
I was hiding around a corner peeking.
the one guy, one firefighter, went up to him. He's like, "Is anybody in there?" It's like,
yeah.
there, but like, and then another firefighter went up to the door and went, "We're working on getting you out." And then he looked at me with like a little shit-eating grin on his face. He went, "Don't go anywhere." To the guys in the elevator, stuck in the elevator, and then he gave me like, and like, I had to pretend I thought that was funny.
You did think that was funny.
I thought it was funny, but I was like, also, I kind of had to pee too, and it was just like,
I don't know. Well, you can go upstairs.
I could, but like, I wanted to take the elevator, and I was like,
I'm just imagining,
and it's also like, guys, how hard is it to like, you know, they had the key, they put the key in the thing and turned it
stuck or something.
Yeah, I think it was stuck. That elevator was we have 2 elevators. Like that one was out of service for the rest of the day.
I'm just imagining the guy like winking to you and going, "Don't go anywhere," and you just going, "I have to pee."
It's not funny, man. Quit dilly-dallying. Anyway, long story short, the firefighters started laughing at me because I was too lazy to walk up the stairs. So I left and walked up the stairs.
How'd they know that? Did you say?
Well, because I was just standing in the lobby.
Oh, okay.
And like they started like playfully razzing the older woman who like she was only on the 5th floor. And then they were like, "What about you?" And I was like, "I'm higher than that." And they're like, "It's not a tall building, even if you're on the top floor." I was like, "All right." And I just...
I live in a different building. This isn't the Empire State Building. I'm just realizing that's where I live.
We have a friend of the show, Evan Gregory, who ran up all the stairs in the...
he did the Empire State, what do they call that, where you run up all the stairs?
Yeah, the Race to the Top or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Where they get a bunch of psychopaths and they go like 3, 2, 1, and all these runners just run up. But, you know, I was huffing and puffing by floor 8. I wasn't huffing and puffing. My legs started burning. Yeah,
I've had that happen.
And I was like, man, Evan.
Lactic acid. I mean, I remember having to do, when I wrestled in high school, we would have to, because it was in the winter, so we wouldn't go outside. We would have to run up and down the stairs. And our school only had 3 floors, and the 3rd floor was like one hallway. But just going up like those 3, I mean, we'd have to do it over and over. And I remember I was like, this sucks. This is the worst thing to do. I'd rather do any other thing.
Yeah. It's also like, this is why I'm not, I'm not going places, Tom. In my athletic career or otherwise, there's so many times in like high school, when I was doing something, I was like, "This is the worst. I don't want to be doing this at all." And then in a situation like that, it's like, I don't have to do this. I don't have to be on this team. I could just quit this team, and I would like quit the team.
I'll get in very good shape and strong later when it's easier.
I'm waiting until I'm 45.
Yeah, that'll be easy. My body will cooperate more. I mean, things like that. I'm thinking of like how much it sucked, how much I hated it, but I could do it.
Yeah.
And like that's what's different now. I'll wait till the elevator's fixed. Thank you.
Well, wait until there's a bunch of real men laughing in your face.
Tim, it's dessert week here at The Complete Guide to Everything.
Hey, let's eat them up.
Yeah. Are you a big dessert guy?
I wish I wasn't, but I like sweets.
Okay. So you like,
I like also savory things.
Okay. So you like sugary things and salty things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everything in between.
Oh, okay. Friend. Well, yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty normal.
Umami. I like umami. That's neither salty nor sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm not a guy who like
that.
I'll eat garbage after I'm done eating dinner for the day. But like, like.
But it's not like a formal dessert.
Like 11 Chips Ahoy, like like parceled out between like 6 trips to the kitchen. Like this is the last time I'm gonna go in and grab 2 Chips Ahoy.
Right.
But like I'm not like Well, let's bake. This is the cake for the week, and or I'll make myself an ice cream sundae tonight.
Well, that'd be great. Can you imagine if it was like, well, Monday morning I bake my cake for the week, so that every night I have a slice of cake waiting for me.
Are you a dessert guy?
I go back and forth being an ice cream guy. We eat probably too much ice cream in this house. And we go through...
I've been meaning to tell you that for a while. I'm glad that you have finally come out and said
the whole apartment smells like milk. It's disgusting. No, like we definitely go through like phases of like, all right, enough is enough. No more buying ice cream. And then like we'll do we'll buy like pops, like ice pops or whatever.
What?
We'll have that as like our after dinner treat.
Throat?
They're nice in the summer, like that and Italian ices. Like
Italian ice is good because you can go with that little stick. Yeah.
They still give you the sticks. I was gonna say they don't give you the sticks anymore. But
free stick with your Italian ice on this economy.
But yeah. So like sometimes we don't have desserts regularly. Sometimes we try and have like, less bad things.
Let me ask you something.
Sometimes just like, yeah, fuck it. I got a carton of ice cream. We're going to have ice cream for dinner.
Yeah.
Not for dinner, for dessert.
When you get ice cream, what do you do? Like, do you get like a Ben and Jerry's where it's like a bunch of craps in there?
Nah, we usually go with, usually try and get like not whatever, but like, our normal stuff if it's on sale. But, it's like a Friendly's, an Edie's, maybe a Turkey Hill.
Okay.
That caliber of ice cream.
That's good. So do you have toppings on it or just raw dog it?
Just raw dog it. But I mean, we don't get like boring flavors.
Ooh, oh.
I mean, not actually, yeah. I mean, anything different and new I will buy and try it at least once. There was like a blueberry pie ice cream recently. Okay. Maybe not
but
recently.
But there's not like chunks of things the way that there are in like Ben and Jerry's.
No, smaller chunks, but not Ben and Jerry's. Like, we'll get like a Breyers peanut butter ice cream or whatever. No, peanut butter. No, because I'm thinking maybe cream. It is called something like peanut butter sundae where it's like, oh, it's chocolate ice cream, but it has like peanut butter swirls.
Okay, this is what I'm looking at.
And little chunks, but not
Ben and Jerry's style
chunks.
Like
those are like big
candy bar,
right? In every bite.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Have you ever, Tom? I've been weighing this. I might buy some of that.
Oh no!
That you saw a hand movement that I did.
Well, and you're talking about buying something, so it's like it's something you have to like consider before you buy. So it's either like expensive or big or complicated.
No, I think this is a slippery slope.
Like,
no, I was miming squeezing a bottle of like peanut butter sauce type topping for ice cream.
Yeah,
but I feel like that's like. I shouldn't like if I want to like have something like that, I should have to go out and like have somebody prepare that for me at like an ice cream shop.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have the power to do that in my home.
Yeah, I think though you can do it. I mean, I'm just giving you the internal monologue that I have, which is like I would say you can do stuff like that if you tell yourself like just this one time. Just as
but then you have the whole bottle.
Right. You gotta use it up. It goes bad quick.
I mean, it doesn't. Although we do have a thing of Hershey's syrup that I think it's been in our refrigerator for 4.5 years. Probably not good anymore. But like, it's just like, do we do it? Okay. And we used it one time.
Right. And then it was like, all right. I feel like
too much. I'm too old to do this regularly.
Well, and also, like, honestly, I've never been a big syrup on ice cream guy.
Really?
I kind of feel like it's fine. It's already got enough stuff.
No.
I'll give you the exception. Well, I'll give you two exceptions. I do like putting just peanut butter, just like a scoop of peanut butter on my ice cream.
kind of psychopath are you?
Yeah, oh, it's great. Do it.
Yeah, I mean, the peanut butter sauce.
Yeah. I mean, the sauce is probably better because it's probably like sugary peanut butter, but even just regular peanut butter is great on most.
I put a scoop of peanut butter on top of an Oreo one time. I thought I was gonna die of jubilation. Yeah.
So that's one exception. I'll put regular peanut butter, but another one is I do very infrequently have it in the house. It's been years, I'm sure, and even then it was still like, but
a gun.
No, Magic Shell.
Oh, you know what? No, nay. On Magic Shell.
So
I don't want it to be hard.
No, that's what's great about it. So people that don't know Magic Shell, it looks like you would be.
I don't want it to be hard.
You would be fooled in thinking that Magic Shell is simply just some syrup to put on your ice cream. But no, it's some futuristic syrup that
why you like it.
Turns hard when it hits cold.
You're just a fan of the technology behind it.
Tim, I don't even know where to begin with that. I don't know how they did that.
Yeah.
But it's delicious. I think they make chocolate and strawberry. I think I've only really had the chocolate, though.
Yeah, you know what? You know what I don't like
But I like that. I like the hard because then it makes kind of like mixing or toppings.
Just get something mixed in or topped.
But this is pretty easy. Just a little squirt.
It's already mixed in when you get the mixed in stuff.
Yeah,
you don't have to do anything.
Again, like I said, I like Magic Shell as a novelty, but it definitely feels like, all right, I'm putting a chocolate coating on my chocolate chip ice cream. I don't need that. There's enough chocolate in here. I'm happy with this.
I feel like we're in an ice cream cul-de-sac right now, and this isn't where we should be.
No, we got to talk about all kinds of desserts.
Strudels.
I don't know if I'd consider
savory desserts. We should start with savory desserts, right?
Oh, okay.
Nah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what I have some desserts I'd like to talk about. I have like some dessert facts, but they honestly, all these dessert facts are stupid.
Give me the best one.
The first printed ice cream recipe. Who gives a shit? Oh, and they don't even really know. They give this pretty wide. Fucking, it's like sometime between 1651 and 1678. That's decades.
Yeah.
The most expensive dessert.
I don't care by and large when things happened.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like
I might seem ignorant, but I'm standing by it.
I mean, I'm like a little.
I care that things happened.
Yeah.
I'm glad that there was an original ice cream recipe, but like it was before I was around, and
hundreds
now
of years.
I'm here, and it's here, and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the type of thing that 1651. It's like, oh, I'm surprised that ice cream's that old. But then it's like, oh, but it's called icy cream. And you use like orange flower water, which is a fashionable ingredient at the time.
Orange flower water?
Yeah.
They were doing interesting
Or ambergris, ambrosies. I don't know. Weird stuff. So then I look at that and I go like, oh, it probably isn't what I thought ice cream was. They didn't even have freezers back then. What the hell did they do with it?
Yeah.
Eat it fast. Or they could only eat it in cold places. And they were probably like, why am I eating this? It's making me even colder. This stuff's useless. So send it back to the drawing board for another 300 years.
Freezers.
Yeah.
What a dark time that was, huh?
Yeah, but then like you hear about people that would like, just get ice. They would just ship ice from cold places. You know.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah. But still, that's crazy to think like, keep all that ice cold. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just remember watching Lassie as a kid, and they had an ice box, and they would have to get the guy would have to come every week or whatever with the new ice.
I guess that makes sense though, and like
that's what I do when I'm camping.
No, you don't.
To keep things cold?
You don't. You just forego cold things when you're camping.
Yeah, mostly. Or I just eat them right away. But I'm saying, like, I get that, yeah, ice keeps things cold.
I get that, too. Hey, that's one thing we can, in these trying times, one thing we can all agree on.
Yeah.
Ice keeps things cold.
So I get why ice boxes were a thing.
Yeah, no, I get it, too. And you know what? Like, ice boxes and milkmen, right? Like,
But that was also like back when there were ice boxes. It was, I think there was still like a place where they had like big refrigerators and they were making the ice. I'm talking about places, so long ago where it's like, hey, you need ice? I guess go to Alaska and get some and bring it back.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah. Or like, well, you better figure out how much ice you need now while it's winter. And then put it.
I think I wouldn't have done well in most other periods of history.
Yeah, you're barely hanging on in this period of history. Of course, you wouldn't have done well in other times.
Oh, would you have? You would have thrived.
I would have thrived, Tim. I would have been king of the jungle. I would have been leading the pack around. Tim, I often think that's my natural inclination, just to be.
To be a
like
monkey man?
Yeah, like a caveman, a monkey man, and what have you. So yeah, that's the most expensive. Who gives a shit? Most expensive ice cream, especially because it's like, oh, it has gold on it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's the most expensive dump. It's got a block of gold on it.
Hey, you should sell that to somebody.
I mean, look, if somebody wants to buy it, right in.
I'm buying up a lot of gold right now, Tom.
Well, I got it's a little used, but some gold you might be interested in. The largest gingerbread house. That's
I have a question about gingerbread.
It could accommodate a family of 5, this gingerbread house.
It's a real house?
Yeah, Tim, it's the biggest house ever. Or not the biggest house.
It's the biggest gingerbread house.
They built the biggest house ever out of gingerbread? That would be like, wow.
Yeah.
They better put you on the cover of Guinness Book of World Records this year. Because you broke 2 records.
Do you like gingerbread?
I do like gingerbread.
Are you a little fearful of gingerbread?
Because it's like too spicy?
No. Well, that... Let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
When you make a gingerbread man...
Yeah. It's been years.
Does it actually come to life?
Again, it's been years.
So you don't remember?
Well, no, I do remember the last time it did come to life. And I said, no more of that.
My son is... he learned the story of the gingerbread man. I don't know where.
Probably
he
from
didn't learn
Shrek.
it from me. No, he hasn't watched Shrek. He'll never watch Shrek.
Yeah, he'll watch Shrek. I'll show him Shrek.
But now he really wants to make a gingerbread man. But I'm concerned that he thinks that like if we make it, it's gonna come to life, and he's gonna be like really disappointed.
Is there a gingerbread man in Toy Story?
No, you're thinking of Shrek.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Shrek. I think that gingerbread man was in Puss in Boots as well.
Yeah,
yeah, because that's all in the same universe.
Yeah,
that last Puss in Boots movie, very good.
You told me that. I don't believe it.
I saw it in the theaters.
Why? Oh, with your niece. Okay.
Yeah. But it was good. I'd go back.
I'm gonna go to a movie in a movie theater. Tom, I'm gonna go see with a child, my son, Moana 2.
Oh. You were telling me, though, that because he likes Moana.
Yeah, I'm afraid he might be like, this isn't Moana. Yeah. It's not Moana. It's Moana 2. Shut up for a second.
They're older.
Everybody's mad at us.
This is stupid. What was I talking about?
I'm sure Maui will be there and Hey Hey.
Who?
Hey Hey.
Yeah, I don't know Moana.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Hey Hey's this little chicken that's really dumb.
Oh, I've seen
Tom, you'll love this dumb little chicken.
I've seen the chicken in like commercials, I think, maybe. And you know what, I can see what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, it looks like a funny character.
The thing about Moana too, Tom, there's like
Moana as well, or Moana 2? Are you getting into Moana 2 spoilers?
No. This is a safe space for Moana 2 spoilers. No,
because there is like a time jump, right? Like
probably,
it's a few years later, like they're older.
Hey, we don't know.
No, I think I think that's like in the trailer.
I've watched the
Is
trailer.
Moana a little girl? Or not little, but she's like a girl in the movie?
No,
Or is she an adult?
This is a mandate of all Disney movies now.
Uh-huh. It can't be clear who's an adult and who's a child.
No, that's a weird thing. What would the agenda be there, Tom?
I don't know. Just that kids could be like, I could be any character.
No, that for merchandise purposes, you have to show like Moana is like a teenage girl in
Okay,
the
the
movie.
first one.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I think she's a little older in this one.
well, you don't know this.
I told you, I saw the commercial with the chicken.
But you have to start out with them as toddlers.
Oh,
So you have
a
cute toddler merchandise, and then like in Moana, there's just like a sequence set to a song by our finest poet Lin-Manuel Miranda, where you see her growing up, and I imagine there's a lot of merchandise associated with every age that she is in.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good idea for.
So yeah, Hey Hey's the chicken.
Okay. What were we talking about? How did we get onto? Yeah, how we get onto Moana?
I don't know. Probably something you said. Gingerbread.
Oh, gingerbread. Yeah. That's why I call Ginger a lot. By the way, the
Gingerbread.
Dog. Yeah, gingerbread.
Hey, Gingerbread.
Yeah, she's asleep now, so she's not going to respond to that.
Hey, wake her up.
But I wouldn't consider gingerbread a dessert.
Why not?
You don't. I'm talking about like things you see on a menu.
Is that what we're defining as dessert?
Well, I'm just saying, you never see gingerbread house on a dessert menu.
Not a gingerbread house, but like gingerbread is like...
You'll see maybe a gingerbread flavored like ice cream or something. You don't see just a piece of gingerbread at a restaurant.
It's incorporated into potentially other.
That's what I'm talking about, like ice cream.
Yeah, or a piece of gingerbread in a like
ice cream.
Tom,
what would it be in then?
I'm getting so angry right now.
What you tell me what it would be in then? A piece of gingerbread?
I don't know.
What, pudding?
Some deconstructed bullshit.
Oh well, we're talking deconstructed gingerbread house. Just a plate of gingerbread and gumdrops.
I'm so angry at you right now,
dude. You know, in Hong Kong, you can get a wedding cake, a wedding package, including a wedding cake, made entirely out of baked apple pies from McDonald's.
A wedding cake?
A wedding cake made out of baked apple pies.
That's cool. I like the baked apple pies at McDonald's. Are they still the way that they were when I was a kid?
What was that?
I don't know. Just like good.
I think so.
They haven't changed it the way that they've changed everying in this world. So
no, but I think there's still... I rarely ever got the apple pies from McDonald's because
too hot.
Yeah, because like sometimes it would just be so hot.
Hey, I got something to tell you. Wait a goddamn minute.
I can't. For once in your life. I can't do that. Not with dessert. So I think I got literally burned too many times, and just kind of grew like a fear of them.
I've been a vegetarian for 8 years, Tom.
You can still eat apple pie.
And I almost went to McDonald's the other day because I was craving it so hard. And I was like, I will break my vegetarianism for this. I just really want a quarter pounder with cheese. And you know what spurred me to make that decision or almost do that?
What's that?
That I read about what was it? E. coli or the listeria?
They had some kind of outbreak.
Yeah, I read a news story and I was like, oh, man.
It was the onions, I think.
Yeah, and I was like, man, a quarter pounder with cheese is delicious. I should just go get one.
Yeah. I mean...
Based on a story that it was poisoning people.
Yeah. But not the ones you would get.
No.
I mean, once they like know...
The bad things don't happen to me.
Yeah, and once they know things are poisoning people, they put an end to it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
If anything, you probably go in there because I saw they these places have to like put out statements and everything.
Yeah, because people die.
Yeah, did people die from this?
I think a couple of people died. Yeah.
But that puts you in a good place as a consumer because you can walk into a McDonald's and you can go, "What's the best price you could do on a quarter pounder?"
Yeah, you can haggle at that point.
Yeah, because look, people they're not flying off the shelves like they used
desperate.
to. Yeah. And then you can ask, do you have any of the old ones in the back that might have E. coli? What price could you do on one of those? Because they should be willing to go rock bottom.
Do you remember during the Great Recession, Tom? They built a bunch of like luxury high rises in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
In the neighborhood we lived in. Mm-hmm. And then the Great Recession came. And so like they were just like nobody moved into them.
Yeah. They just sat empty.
And do you remember when I was like, here's our plan. We were roommates. We're like, let's upgrade and like go rent a place in one of these. Like,
oh, yeah.
Surely they'll be giving them away at least for a year or so. And we went there and they were like, yes, this is still extremely expensive. And we're like, yeah, but they're all empty. And they were like, yeah, we'd rather
we don't
sit
care.
empty than get like $1,000 less a month from the likes of you pieces of shit.
Yeah, we don't need your petty money, and you're just gonna mark up the floors and everything.
Yeah, that was a rude awakening.
Yeah,
people don't want me in their building. Okay, fine. Hey, not the first time I've heard it. Not gonna be the last time.
Yeah, and they were like, okay, good. Keep that in mind next time. Don't come back. I thought you were going to say they put a McDonald's in those buildings or something. I was gonna be, we should have moved in. McDonald's.
Yes.
No, I want McDonald's.
Yeah, so do I.
They're a pretty good dessert place.
Well, you don't eat the apple pies. What do you eat?
The McFlurries.
The machine's always broken.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't gotten a dessert from there in a long time, so I'm talking out of my ass. Should I talk about the top 10 desserts? Or should
your top 10 desserts?
Just like the general top 10. Or, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to go through all of them. But, because I want to get...
10's too many?
No, because I want to get to some of these desserts that aren't in the top 10.
Key lime pie.
That's one.
Yeah.
That are like a little more obscure that I think. Some that I think I love and they should be included. But some that I'm like, I've never actually tried that and I should. The number one dessert in America, apple pie, Tim. Often dubbed as American as apple pie. I think they're just saying it's number one because it's like, apple pie, American.
Apple pie's good.
I love an apple pie, especially you got it a la mode.
I mean, you're an ice cream freak. We love it, Tom. We love it.
Or a la a sharp piece of cheddar.
You know what? I feel like we talked about this on the show.
Uh-huh.
And I was about to accuse you of like faking this because like I think I told you that and you were like, that's stupid.
No.
But it might have been the other way around. And I tried it. I went home and tried it and liked it.
You went home, so you went home and you just happened to have an apple pie.
Yeah, I always have an apple pie.
Cheddar cheese.
I have a lot of pies in my house because I like to pull, hilarious pranks.
Yeah, and you often get the pie.
5 days a week, my wife wakes up to a pie in the face.
Well, and you often lose pies from people stealing them while you have them cooling on your windowsill.
I just need to get them to the right temperature. And some guy, even though I'm on as established 10th floor,
some guy,
his nose, he comes all the way up to the 10th floor. Just the scent lines bring him up there.
Yeah, it works. No, that I learned from my my grandpa was a big like a Cracker Barrel cheese. It's got to be sharp.
It's got to be sharp cheddar
and a sliced apple pie. And like I remember as a kid thinking like that's insane. That sounds like the most insane thing ever. And then trying it, it was like this is the most delicious.
Shut up, Grandpa, you liar! I hate you.
Stop making me try and eat gross things together. The number 2 one I have on here, chocolate chip cookies. then you said that's what you have for dessert every night.
I mean, sometimes.
Invented in the 1930s.
That's a lie.
You would think they would have come up with that. They came up with ice cream 300 years before chocolate chip cookies.
That's a lie. Whoever said that, they have an agenda, and I don't know what it is. I like chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
You know what? I like them because they taste good.
Yeah.
And I'm
can't argue with that.
I'm sick of holding my tongue about it.
Do you ever do this? You ever get these the chocolate chip cookies? I think maybe Pillsbury makes them, or maybe Toll House, but they're like in the refrigerated section, and it's like the dough, and then you pop the dough in the oven. Those are really good.
Yeah.
And it's like you're getting the fresh baked cookie goodness, like probably like the easiest and most expensive way you could. Well, I guess not the most expensive way. You could go buy them somewhere, but it's like it's not going to be as good as if you made it from scratch. But
those better than like an artisanal cookie shop where you pay like $8 for a cookie.
Yeah, and it's like and it's a lemon garlic cookie.
No, or even just like a straight up chocolate chip cookie. It's like, this is good. It's probably a little too doughy or whatever. Like, just give me the
Toll House.
Yeah, give me Toll House. I want to make my own chocolate chip cookies, Tom.
Yeah, nothing's stopping you.
I mean, lack of ambition.
Lack of interest in actually doing it. I mean,
I also don't have eggs.
Chocolate chip cookies are like pretty easy to make. I remember too. Like
yeah, Tom, you ever make them? No.
Yeah, but I mean, I know they're easy to make.
I could make them. I just don't want to.
I think of all the things,
it would be easy for me.
I remember like helping my mom make chocolate chip cookies.
No, you don't.
And it's like it's pretty straightforward. Like it's.
Yeah, I know. I understand what happens.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'd like.
Then go for it. You can. I'm telling you, you should try it.
I'm making gingerbread cookies this weekend, Tom. Not chocolate.
You're not
going
to make any of these things.
No, I already promised. Like that's what we're doing Saturday after. That's our activity.
And they're gonna come to life.
I hope so. God help me if they don't.
Brownies. How you feel about brownies?
I fucking love brownies, Tom.
I mean, the thing
I
is,
love science too.
These are the first three things here: apple pie, chocolate chip cookies, and brownies. Great.
Good desserts.
Put a scoop of ice cream on them, even better.
No, a brownie doesn't need ice cream.
Oh, you don't like a brownie sundae?
I have sensitive teeth, Tom, so I don't like a lot of chewing with ice cream.
Wow.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern?
No, I don't know what you mean. Chewing? Like, are you talking about
I don't want to have to
Cold
chew
Stone's got some
I need to chew something, right?
Uh-huh.
If there's ice cream in there with it, it's mess. My teeth don't like that sensation.
But if it's just the ice cream, you can just swallow it whole.
Yeah, exactly. You don't chew ice cream.
Right. The next one is ice cream. The next one, here's one that I only became a fan of as an adult, purely out of like never trying it as a kid.
Toffee.
Pecan pie.
I've never had it.
You've never had it?
No, why would I have pecan pie?
It's so good, Tim. It's basically sugar pie. It's a Southern classic. A rich, gooey filling made with pecan, sugar, and eggs, all encased in a flaky crust.
I thought it would be just like, for some reason, just like mostly raw nuts.
No, it's gooey. It's almost like nougaty.
Tom, did you know?
Not that like sticky. It's just like it's a very soft. It's nice. It's very good.
There's a pie store in my neighborhood.
Really?
It's a couple blocks away. Maybe I'll go there tomorrow, try out some pecan pie.
I think you would really like pecan pie. I'm saying pecan, you're saying pecan. Let's call the whole thing off.
I'm more sophisticated.
Well,
I say Mario, you say Mario.
Well, Tim, I'm Just a Southern boy. I can't help it. I grew up on pecan pie, and that's what I call it.
I'd like to. You know what? I think I will actually get it tomorrow.
I think, Tim, you're going to like pecan pie.
Okay.
I think you're going to
I think I will too.
Yeah.
And I like pecans.
Yeah. Well, like, do you
Pecans.
like, let me ask you this. You like wet walnuts?
Wet walnuts?
Yeah. You ever get that on ice cream?
What are you talking about?
Wet walnuts is the, like, just sugary walnuts that they put on ice cream.
I've never heard
You've
of this.
seen, wet walnuts.
I don't know wet walnuts, Tom.
wet walnuts. They're right next to the sprinkles. Anyway,
they're called wet walnuts?
They're just called wet walnuts.
I feel like I should know about this.
And it's just walnuts and, like, sugar syrup, basically.
Huh.
And that it's similar to what
anything.
pecan pie is.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Yeah, well, I'm on board for both of them.
Try pecan
wet
pie.
walnuts, he says.
Wet walnuts. What about this one? Carrot cake. You like carrot cake? Good. I don't like carrot cake either. Carrots in my cake? Get out of here.
Carrots are good though.
Yeah,
and they're
but not
pretty
in my
sweet.
cake.
They're pretty sweet, Tom.
They're not pretty sweet. You know what's sweet? Sugar. Put sugar in the cake.
Sugar is the only thing that's sweet. And yeah, I think there's a lot of sugar in carrot cake.
Yeah, well, you could fit more in if you took the carrots out. A moist cake that incorporates grated carrots, often spiced with cinnamon and nutmeg, and topped with a tangy cream cheese frosting.
You know what? I like carrot cake. I like carrot cake a lot.
You know what? I'm realizing now that this might be along the lines of where pecan pie was for me like 10 years ago, of just as a kid thinking like, that's gross. That has something from nature in it. I don't want it.
It has an identifiable.
Yeah, I want something just purely processed, purely chemical that I can eat and not recognize what's in it. The next one that I have on here is pumpkin pie. Are you a pumpkin pie guy?
I am a pumpkin pie guy, and you're not, right?
Nah, I hate pumpkin.
We made a pumpkin pie last weekend.
Okay. Yeah, you really do make a lot of pies there, huh?
Yeah. Well, we make a lot of things at the request of a toddler who he did not like the pumpkin pie. So I've just been eating this pumpkin pie. My wife hates pumpkin pie.
What the hell? It didn't even come to life.
I don't know what he was expecting.
Your wife doesn't like pumpkin pie?
No.
Either? Oh, so just you?
Yeah, it's just me. I've been having and it wasn't like we didn't spend a lot of time on it. It's not a particularly good pumpkin pie.
Yeah, it is like followed a recipe or whatever. Yeah. It's not like, oh, this is my family pumpkin pie.
So it's fine. We bought a pie crust that wasn't deep enough. So it's a whole thing.
So it like overflowed?
No, we just didn't use all of the
batter or whatever. Yeah. The mix.
So it's like a thin pumpkin pie. It's fine. Mm-hmm. But what I did realize is like we don't have whipped cream in the house.
Oh, okay.
And you need whipped cream on a pumpkin pie, but like I'm not gonna buy a whole fucking thing of whipped cream and then just like eat it for 3 nights.
Yeah.
On a pumpkin pie and then just have this whipped cream in my...
You just huff that.
Have you ever huffed anything?
Not like intentionally.
Yeah, I think I might... I think
I might get into it.
I don't want to get into it per se. I want to try it.
Uh-huh.
And like, this is a good time to do it.
This is a good time.
You're going to start huffing. Like,
this
fucking
huffing.
week. Why not?
Yeah. Well, maybe me and you will go to the model store tomorrow. see what kind of glue they have available nowadays.
I think we should commit to, after sniffing the glue,
mm-hmm.
getting rid of the glue.
Well, so we're not all the glue.
So we're not tempted to sniff it again.
Because you put some glue in a paper bag and then you breathe that.
Right.
Yeah, we'll get rid of that, but we'll keep the tube of glue. What if we like it?
No, I don't want to. I want to like it. I want to do everything one time. I want to do everything this world has to offer just one time.
Yeah. I think the impression I've always gotten off of things you can huff
okay,
is of course, most obviously, most, if not all things you could huff are bad for you.
I think, most. I think you could cross out most.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. Most, if not all.
Yeah, okay.
You never hear somebody.
I mean, you could huff like pure oxygen. That's good, right?
Yeah, I get. But when you go to the oxygen bar, they're not like, "Are you here to huff?" Like,
Well,
just
maybe that's white space in the industry, Tom. That we can have an oxygen bar for scumbags.
What is the difference between huffing and inhaling?
I don't know. Huffing, that's what always confused me about huffing. Because I always thought huffing was an outward motion.
No, I always saw it as like you got the paper bag full and you're going,
no,
and
I
it's
know that.
crumpling up and it's like, I'm
right,
huffing.
That's why, like, that's what I understand huffing, like the drugs huffing to be.
Okay.
But the word huffing, I always thought was an
Oh,
exhalation.
like huffing and puffing?
Yeah.
But no, I think that's your huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And blowing houses down and whatnot.
But yeah, so I think most, if not all things you huff are bad for you, specifically like bad for your brain.
Right.
I think that's like the
very, very, very bad for your brain.
Yeah. But second,
but what do I need my brain for?
it hasn't gotten you anywhere so far. And second is
I could stand to be a little dumber.
I don't think there'd be a noticeable difference.
Maybe it'll kill the part of my brain that makes me sad all the time.
Or maybe it'll kill the part of your brain that's stupid.
Hey!
You know? I mean, it's probably going to go after the easiest target first. And it's going to go after a part of your brain that's already walking around like, duh. Yeah, it'll kill that part.
That's what stupidity is? It's an active part of your brain.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Impeding. Okay.
Yeah, getting in the way. You know, you're thinking of something and the other part of your brain's like, well, I have the answer. And then this other guy's like, what about this? Get rid of it. That's what I say. Bring back lobotomies too. So A, bad for you. B, I've always also gotten the impression that like anything you huff, it feels great, of course. That's why you do it, but then immediately gives you a headache. And I don't like headaches.
I don't like headaches either. And I refuse to treat a headache with medicine.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem is you probably treat it with more huffing.
Right. That's why I want to get rid of the glue, Tom.
Yeah, but then you're going to have a headache. Have to go back to a model store, buy more glue to get rid of the headache.
If you have a pumpkin pie, you're going to need whipped cream.
The last one I have on here is red velvet cake. Or the last of the like top 10.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a little too sexy for me.
I could see that. You're a real dessert prude.
Do you like red velvet cake?
I love a sexy dessert.
What is red velvet cake?
Red velvet
it's
cake.
Not actually made of velvet.
So it's red, but it's actually it's like cocoa. You know, it's chocolate flavored, chocolatey, even though it's red. But the big thing you're coming for is that it's got cream cheese icing.
Okay.
So it's basically
much like a carrot cake, Tom.
Yeah. So it's kind of just
it's a sexier version of a carrot cake.
It's like it's a sexy chocolate carrot cake kind of. Which, you know, I'm saying it out loud and I wish I had a slice right now.
You haven't the Devil's Food Cake doesn't make the top 10?
No, it didn't even make the honorable mentions here.
That's bullshit.
What
about Angel Food Cake?
No, Tim, no food cakes. Why do you have to put food in there? People know what it is. Devil cake and angel cake. It's right there.
Yeah.
What do they call? Oh, king cake. That's the thing in Nolans.
Nolans. It's got like a thing in it.
It's got a plastic baby in it.
Yeah.
Which, you know.
Is that a Jesus thing?
Yeah, I think king cakes are like a Passover, like not Passover, Easter type thing. Similar time, a spring.
Right.
But I think it's specifically it has to do with Good Friday and Lent. I think that's what it is.
Which is Easter related.
Yeah, but I'm saying like specifically that's why it's a New Orleans thing.
Oh, it's like a Fat Tuesday thing, like a Mardi Gras
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was looking for, Fat Tuesday.
Well, I got there first.
Yeah. Well, you get the king cake. Let me tell you about a cake because I want to make sure I get to this. Because there are a few like funny sounding desserts that I feel like we're missing here. First one, baked Alaskas.
Yeah, that white supremacist guy ruined
yeah,
it for
but
me.
like I don't know, I haven't heard about that guy in a long time.
Either.
So I think it's fine to have a baked Alaska now. Because get this, it's a meringue covered ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
And then they torch the outside.
Yeah, not clear on what meringue is, but
meringue
it looks delicious.
Meringue is like egg based.
Oh yeah, it's like egg whites, right? And you beat them up real, and then they get pointy.
Yeah, you just have to beat them. You don't have to beat them up. And then they hit that with the torch.
Yeah,
and
hit it with the torch,
and it doesn't melt the ice cream.
Right.
Because it acts as an insulator.
Right.
But
have you ever had a baked Alaska?
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it sounds great. I would love to try it.
We should go on a dessert tour of New York.
Yeah. I mean,
you and I, tonight.
Oh, I forgot to mention, too, in the top 10, of course, cheesecake.
Yeah, cheesecake is good.
Because I was just thinking, yeah, I love cheesecake. Because that's a big New York dessert, cheesecake. Specifically Brooklyn.
I go to Junior's a lot, Tom.
Yeah.
It's our breakfast spot.
Oh. I remember you made your interns walk there from Manhattan once to get a cheesecake from Junior's.
Once again, Tom, you're confusing me with P. Diddy.
Oh, right.
Tom, we're similar in some ways, but like different in a lot of ways.
Right.
And that's very, very important to point out.
Yeah. He had a show called Making the Band. You didn't. That's one of the big...
I had, yeah. This is one of the differences.
Yeah. But yeah, cheesecake and like any flavor cheesecake, great.
P. Diddy being housed not that far from here, Tom.
No, and not that far from Junior's either.
Yeah.
Closer than he was when he was at MTV Studios in Times Square. And he's apparently like down the hall from Sam Bankman-Fried. Yeah. Who's also in there. And I don't think, what's his name? Keith Raniere's in there anymore, but he was in there. The NXIVM guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they're real who's who in the apparently like especially awful prison in Brooklyn. But yeah, baked Alaskas. Keep an eye out. If you see one, hey, give it a try. And it's only called Baked Alaska, I think, because like Alaska had just become part of the U.S. at the time. Mm-hmm. So it's like, hey, everybody's talking about Alaska. Let's name this new dessert a Baked Alaska.
And it's got a cold element, and Alaska is cold.
Exactly. You mentioned earlier key lime pie. Are you a key lime pie guy?
I'll say yes. I think I might have had it once.
Once?
Yeah. How much, Tom?
You got Tim.
How
you
much can one body bear?
I love key lime pie. A few years ago, I was in Key West, where key lime pies came from, and it's similar to.
I was looking back at episodes today to see like what topics we've done.
Yeah.
Key West Part 1, Key West Part 2. Bam! COVID-19 pandemic. We weren't in the same room for like a year recording it.
Yeah, because I had just come back, like just as things were really hitting the fan there. But that was one of the things. It's like every place is like, we're the original or we're the best, and it's like, well, I gotta try it. I gotta see what they're talking about.
Who was the best?
I don't know. They were all pretty good, honestly. I really didn't have a bad one.
That's what that's what pisses me off about like Philly, where they're like,
the cheesesteaks and stuff.
Yeah, they're like what Pat and Gino's or whatever. The two, and then like the real Philly people are like, both of those suck. The real one, the tourists don't know about it. It's this one. Mm-hmm. It's like, they're all good.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with a Philly cheesesteak.
No, and I think that's why New York, and that's why I kind of get mad when people are like, if you go to New York, you have to go to this pizza place.
Yeah.
That's the one. It's like, no, pretty much every pizza place
It's all
is
within
good.
10% of each other.
Yeah. Like, sure, some are better than others, but like, you're going to be fine. And that's definitely the case with cheesesteaks. I get it if it's like, oh, at Pat's, they don't use bread. And at Gino's, they cook everything in
peanut oil, and I'm allergic to peanuts.
some like big differences.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're talking about suppliers, the difference in suppliers and like a little bit of cooking, maybe one place keeps it on the grill a minute more or whatever. You're not talking about huge differences. And that's the way I feel about pizza too.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you can get all kinds of crazy pizza, but 9 times out of 10, you're getting a regular slice of pizza. You can get that anywhere. It's going to be pretty good. Everybody relax. But the key lime pie down there, it was pretty good. It was just nice to have it like so readily available everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And, places had like ice pops, key lime ice pops or whatever. You ever have a whoopie pie?
Yeah, I feel like they're too like, they're drier than you want them to be.
Yeah. It's like too much breading.
Yeah.
Not breading. What would you, cake? Yeah. All right. I'm going to do the plugs and I want to talk about another like old one that I've never tried, but reading about what it is, it sounds pretty good. A lot of people right now, they're like, oh, I was going to turn it off when they started the plugs, but now I'm glued. If you like the show, find out more at tcgte.com. You can find links to our social media there, our subreddit, our Discord. You can find links to our Patreon. Patreon.com/complete guide, where you get Books the Podcast, only podcast about books. This week we watched The Legend of Hell House, the 70s movie based on the book Hell House.
Written by the author of the book.
Yeah.
Like the screenplay was written by Richard Matheson as well.
So yeah, if you're jonesing for more Halloween month content, there's one more week going on in the Patreon. And let me tell you, this Hell House sucks. Sucks shit. I wouldn't want to stay there.
No, it's haunted.
Yeah.
Tom, I'm very excited about Books the Podcast.
Okay.
Or about our Patreon in general. Because that's where we can really let loose.
Yeah.
And I really am looking forward to this December, the most Gumpterful time of the year.
Yeah.
We have some things in store.
Yeah, you actually have talked to me. A rare case of Tim like working ahead of time or thinking ahead of time at least.
What the hell, man?
about what he wants to do with Books of Podcasts, and boy, he's got some big ideas. Let's hope his mouth isn't writing checks. His ass can't cash. Forget.
I think we should go back to Bubba Gumps.
Yeah, why not? See what kind of
it sucked.
It was very expensive and very not good.
Yeah.
It was all right. But
no.
I'll tell you what, I went to the Applebee's on Broadway. I was going to say not too long ago, but it was probably like 2 years ago now, like before a show. And it was good. It was better than Bubba Gumps. And I was like, there's just a regular Applebee's. And like literally we went there because it was like, oh, let's go to this fun place. And it was like a line out the door. And I was like, oh, I'm going to starve before Back to the Future, the musical. So we went to Applebee's. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Eating good in your neighborhood, even if that's Times Square.
Patreon.com/complete guide.
Tim, have you ever heard of this dessert, ambrosia salad?
Yeah.
That's like a real like 60s thing, I feel like, or 70s maybe, or maybe even 50s. But do you know what it is?
I feel like at one point in my life I did.
It sounds like it's pretty good. And I feel like it's...
I think I've had it.
Okay. It is sour cream.
Okay.
mandarin oranges,
Mm-hmm.
pineapple, coconut, and marshmallows.
I knew about the pineapple, and I knew about the marshmallows.
And just kind of it's like all,
You mixed up in a big bowl.
Yeah, you mix it up. You don't like shred it or anything. It's not like a food processor. You're just kind of like coating all.
It's chunks of like pineapple and stuff. Yeah.
But I know sour cream is.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I think that might be.
I don't know. I got that from a website, so I'm pretty sure it's true.
I always thought it was like whipped cream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe it is. Another one that you hear about, but you might not know what it is. Bananas Foster.
That's another flamed.
Yeah, you just kind of torch a thing of bananas and
and some like rum, right?
Yeah, rum's in there, a few other things, and it's also like popular with ice cream type thing. But
fire and ice. That's the theme, huh?
Yeah, but baked Alaska, Bananas Foster, ambrosia salad. I feel like these are all things I only heard about on Mad Men, but I'm going to keep an eye out for them on the
menus,
on the dessert menus. Yeah.
Do you order dessert at a restaurant?
Incredibly rarely. Usually, at the end of a meal at a restaurant, I feel like I'm going to puke.
Yeah,
I've already overeaten.
I went out to dinner with a friend of the show, Andrew Gregory. Brother of the person who ran up the Empire State Building, ran up the stairs, and we ate so much food. And they're like, "Do you want to see the dessert menu?"
Mm-hmm. Oh, we couldn't.
And Andrew I was like, "No," and he's like, "Yes." Mm-hmm. He's like, "You always got to look at the dessert menu," but we didn't get dessert.
Yeah,
we looked at it.
You gotta look.
You don't have to look.
You don't have to, but
back in the day when they had carts full of dessert, that's cool because you don't have to wait for it. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't it suck to be like, "Oh, I'll have the lava cake or whatever," and they're like, "Okay," and then they come back 15 minutes later with it.
Yeah, but sometimes the carts they're full of fake. They're just showing you what it looks like.
No.
Yeah,
I've never been to a place with the cart.
Yeah, I think
it's fake.
Yeah, or maybe it is like they cook, but they're not going to give you that one because it's like we've been wheeling this one around, showing
for
everyone.
Like 5 minutes.
Not for 5 minutes, like all night.
How do you know? They might swap them out.
Why would they do that instead of just make you a fresh one when you want it?
No, I think you're wrong.
I
think you're wrong.
Well, we could give you this one that even if it's been on a cart for 10 minutes, or we can make you a fresh one.
You're wrong.
I think you're wrong. You've never eaten somewhere with a cart. You think the draw is that they just give it to you right away.
Yeah, I do.
That's not what the draw is. The draw is that they show you it, and then you can order one.
You're getting it off the cart, and it's not like they're walking it around constantly. It's back in the freezer, in the refrigerator, and they bring it out around dessert time.
Well, if it's Bananas Foster.
Then they
keep
fucking
that in the freezer?
Yeah, because you light it on fire.
You're going to keep lighting it every time? It's going to be burnt to a crisp by the time somebody orders it.
Oh, you fool.
You think they don't light it before they show it to you?
They light it in front of you.
But
That's part of the whole fucking thing.
No, if it's not lit, you're looking at it and you're going, that looks like shit.
That's why they don't put Bananas Foster on that thing.
They do. They do.
Look, I know shit sucks right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.